from rainy St. Albans. Welcome to Northwest Access TV's presentation of Franklin County Varsity Bros Basketball. My name is Bryce Batchelder, joined by Landon Potvin, and tonight we are at BFA St. Albans as the Bobwhites host the visiting St. Johnsbury Academy Hilltoppers. Before we get to Landon and our starters for this evening, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors: Northwestern Orthopedics, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Barrett Ford, JC Image, Corporate Outfitters, and Handy Toyota. If your business would like to be a sponsor for Northwest Access TV sports coverage this winter, please contact us at 802-782-8676. Now, Landon, who are our starters for this evening?
In a big game versus the St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers, we got Fitz Hauser, Cole Banks, Sam Bagan, Murphy Young, and Nathan Clay. For the Bobwhites, it's Noah Earl, Thomas DeMar, Seth Richards, Connor Leach, and Charlie Yates.
BFA opening up in a man-to-man defense as the Hilltoppers control the tip. Charlie Young closely guarding Sam Begin. The Bobwhites force a turnover on the first Hilltoppers possession. They'll be happy to start out a game that way with their defense coming out on top.
Well, you got to be careful because Leach did play very aggressive and got beat back door, but luckily the help side was there.
DeMar with the ball, gets it over to Earl. Earl stopped. A little bit of a dangerous pass, but Yates corrals it and keeps the possession alive for the Bobwhites. DeMar going to drive down the key, stops, kicks it out to Leach. Richards setting up on the low block, trying to get position. Solid defense by the Hilltoppers. Fitz Hauser to push Richards out the three-point line.
Tell you what, Bryce, it is loud in here.
It sure is. Landon and I are sitting next to each other in the bleachers tonight and having a heck of a time hearing each other. Props to the crowd for being so loud. And that is going to be off Richards and Hilltopper basketball.
That possession took off about 30 to 40 seconds there. I mean, that's pretty impressive by the defense. But good patience by the Bobwhites as well.
The Bobwhites didn't force anything, but the Hilltoppers also didn't really give them any opportunities. Hauser with a nice drive, almost got his own rebound, but that's going to go right out on top. And Clay over to Banks, closely guarded by Earl. Banks tried to find a cutting Young, but solid defense by the Bobwhites to knock that potential baseline backdoor pass away. A good pass from DeMar for the first points of the game. BFA with a slim 2-0 lead early on. Just over 2 minutes gone by in the opening quarter.
Yeah, the last time these two teams played, Richards had a very dominant game, including a dunk.
Let's hope we see that again as Nathan Clay gets the scoring started for the Hilltoppers with a three. So now St. J with a 3-2 lead, 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Earl with a nice spin, finds Richards, but closely guarded, kicks it out. DeMar with a pump fake, gonna pull up at the elbow. Able to keep the possession alive. Cross-court pass. DeMar down to Richards. Richards with a nice find. Noah Earl cutting down the lane. Excellent lead by Noah Earl. Found where the cut was and a good look by Richards.
That's what they've been trying to get Richards to do, right? Look for the guys cutting when he's in the post.
Paid off for them that time as BFA now has a 4-3 lead. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. And Sam Begin, will go to the line for the first free throws of the game. And that BFA foul on number 34, Thomas DeMar. That's his first, team's first.
And once again, they were overplaying, got beat back door. DeMar was just a little bit late. Maybe he takes a step up, takes a charge next time.
Yeah, it was almost a reminiscent play of what we had just seen the Bobwhites see, but the difference is that BFA's hook side defense tried to recover, they were just too late doing it and got caught out of position. But that will tie the game at 4-4 as Sam Begin hits his first free throw, or goes 1 of 2 from the line. St. J still with possession. Knocked out by Connor Leach. Noah Earl scoops it up. Now be knocked out off of a St. J player. BFA will keep possession. He might have had Thomas DeMar cutting on the opposite side, but it still would have been a tough pass to get it over there. Into Yates. Yates trying to post up, going to set a screen instead. DeMar's going to use it. Leach going to pull up from 3. Oh, and rattles off. DeMar with the fight. That's no avail as Murphy Young gets the rebound for St. J.
The St. J offense, I mean, they're playing, setting screens off ball everywhere, backdoor cuts, curling the screens. They're doing a lot.
There's a whole lot of movement, that's for sure, as Murphy Young gets his first bucket of the game, so he has 2 points, and that puts St. J up 6-4. Just over halfway to go in the first quarter. Noel tried to bounce that to Richards. Yates tried to save it, but we will get a foul, I believe, called on Thomas DeMar. Yes, indeed, on number 34, Thomas DeMar. That is his second personal foul. So a big foul for the Bobwhites as DeMar is going to take a seat, and William Hughes is going to check in his stead.
Well, I guess we can say that this game's not going to be very physical. Right, I thought that was just a loose ball play going for the ball, but
certainly one of those 50-50 calls.
And an offensive foul now. It's going to be touchy, I think.
And that's St. J offensive foul number 3, Nathan Clay. That's his first, team's first. 3.5 left in the first quarter. We're looking around. Fritz Hauser was trying to front Richards down on the post. Earl going to pull up from 3. Just rims out. That will be BFA ball.
A very debatable call. I definitely thought Will Hughes might have tipped that one out, but
That was a close one. BFA will take it, though. And Earl going to pull up from the free throw line. Now he's going to kick that out, reach with the ball now. Richards at the elbow. Good ball movement this time from the Bobwhites. Up to Yates, over to Hughes. He's lost it for a second, but able to regain his dribble. Underneath the 11-man movement on the Bobwhites. As Hughes loses the ball, Yates somehow picks it up, but still a little loose. Hughes goes up from 3, but gets blocked. Throws up a wild shot. Richards gets it into Yates. Yates looking around. Hughes loses it. How do I even keep up with this possession? Reach for 3.
oh wow.
Front rim. Foul. Hilltopper crowd and coaches asking for a flagrant or an intentional foul. I don't think they're going to get it. And actually, I think they might call a foul on St. J.
Statistically, no way was I keeping up with that. A lot of blocks.
And it is a foul on St. J on number 10, Aiden Brody, his first, team's second. Interesting call. Hilltoppers, that was a very physical play. It looked like Yates took down Brody. Hilltoppers were asking the refs to call that more physical portion of the play. And another foul call on St. J. Crowd want to try one instead, but St. J coaching staff telling everybody to calm down.
At this point, it's Richards gets the ball, and he's just going to draw two, and they're going to try to reach and foul. So.
Yep. And Coach Menard is going to take Richards out. As Liam Horrigan now in the game. Yates down low. We got another foul called on St. J. What started as a clean game with not a lot of fouling, all of a sudden in the last 30 seconds.
I think it's definitely a good idea to take Richards out now, right? One, it prevents him from getting into foul trouble. Two, Fitzhauser's out of the game right now, the other giant on the other team. So, right, Richards, Hauser, good matchup, but when one's out, take the other out.
We're in sort of a wild sequence.
My mic's a little too loud, I think.
In a wild sequence the last minute or so. What has come out of it? A 2 fouls on St. J on Sam Begin and Cole Banks. Both first personal fouls for both of them, so that's 14 fouls and then 0 points. So had some very long possessions and ones that frankly tough for me to keep up with, trying to call the action. And yet we continue after that, and first timeout called by St. J. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. St. J out 6-4 on the Bobwhites. Yates in the paint, coming close to 3 seconds. We'll get a jump ball.
I think the basketball must be super sweaty or something.
No one can handle it tonight.
Right, I think Will Hughes has fumbled it 3 times going up for a jump shot and had to settle with a pass, and then Yates loses it there. I mean, maybe it's jitters because it is a big game.
Yeah. Yates going to take a rest now, and Justin Brown has checked in. Richards coming back in because, as you noted, Fitzhauser is back in the game, and that's the matchup. A lot of contact, going to let them play. Kind of just players tangling over each other's feet. Horrigan over to Richards. Richards up to Leach. Leach finds Hughes, down to Brown. Brown going to turn. He'll try to go left. Nothing there. Kicks it out to Richards. That was a good help defense from Fitzhauser to prevent Brown from being able to turn that corner and get a clear look. And then the recovery back out to Richards. So Bobwhites keeping possession here, but St. J not giving them anything.
Well, normally you want to force them baseline, but man, St. J, the lateral movement is very impressive.
And as I said, Liam Horrigan with his first 2 points of the game, that ties the game at 6 with a minute to go in this first quarter. And I think as we can see, Landon, this is going to be a defensive matchup tonight, as opposed to any kind of offensive explosion.
Yeah, St. J is definitely well coached, very disciplined, but 4 turnovers so far here early. Not uncharacteristic.
And we're getting a legal screen called on Richards, as Justin Brown was trying to turn the corner. And that is Richards' first foul. And team's 4th. 30 seconds to go in the opening period. St. J with the ball. Young. Hauser looking around. They're trying to get those backdoor cuts. Nathan Clay was trying to cut. But BFA doing a good job clogging the paint and not giving any open passing lanes. 10 seconds now. And a drive with an outdoor travel on Tobias Cayman with 8.4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Great defense. We expect a screen down and an open 3.
Leach into Richards, anticipated by Young, who very far buzzer beater shot, but at least intercepted the pass, still not let BFA get an open look. And at the end of one, we have a tie ball game, a low-scoring affair, 6-6. Some of the leading scorers for the game so far: Nathan Clay for St. J leading all players with 3 points, Murphy Young with 2, and Begin with 1. And Noah Earl, Liam Halligan, and Seth Richards each with 2 points. So like I said, very low-scoring game, defense-oriented game so far. So Landon, what are you seeing?
Well, I'm very impressed with how the Bobwhites are not turning the ball over so much. Right, that's been, they're turning the ball over 25% of the time during a game and getting to around 20 total in a game. Right, their goal is to be under 12, and so far they're on track. I got down 2, and that possession helps, right? They took off 3 minutes. Defense is hard. A lot of energy comes out of defense, and forcing St. J to play solid defense for 2 to 3 minutes straight, that takes a lot. Right, so possessions like that, it's going to carry over into the fourth quarter. And, you know, very disciplined St. J, 6 turnovers in the first quarter. You know, that 3-minute possession maybe had an effect on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think as you mentioned, uncharacteristically undisciplined for St. J. Sort of uncharacteristically disciplined for BFA.
Yeah.
As we begin the second quarter with a score of 6-6. Now, with the steal. And we'll get a foul called on St. J. Nathan Clay.
I think they're going to call it on Earl.
Call it on Noah Earl. And that is Earl's first personal foul. That's 15th foul.
Quick note, Tom DeMar's in right now with 2 fouls, number 34 for the Bobwhites. Keep an eye on him.
So Coach Menard showing trust in Thomas DeMar. Begin finds the back. Oh, they tried to find Murphy Young, who was doing a backward cut, as we have been talking about so far.
The pass was just a little bit ahead. Fritz Hauser somehow saved it, threw it off DeMar, but then it bounced off a St. J player, and they got possession.
So just wild sequences so far in this game. Noah cutting through the key, pass into traffic, but able to keep it. Brown around the outside. Hauser's going to step out. They're going to switch that screen. We got a mismatch down low. The Hauser reaches in his hand to knock that pass away. That time, St. J almost got the turnover. St. J switching a lot of these screens. So that might be the key here, that BFA ought to be trying to hunt out switching those screens with Richards to get Hauser off of Richards, so Richards can take advantage of the mismatch down on the block.
They almost had it, right?
Yep.
But the lengthy Hauser denied that.
Yep, so that's one of those basic practices you do in elementary school, right? Fake high, go low.
It was a backcourt violation as the ball was tipped.
Noah Earl closely guarding the ball on the outside. Richards now with Hauser. Clay looking around. Noah Earl extending that defense. Could see some hands try to reach in as Hauser had the ball on the elbow. The open three-point attempt is just a little bit too strong for Clay. Richards gets the rebound over Hauser.
They had a good look there up top.
Yeah, Halligan almost find Noah Earl cutting on the baseline. It was a good idea, but solid defense by St. J to knock it away. Begin with the solid drive, and Sam Begin now with 3 points on the game and put St. J up 8-6. And it took 2 minutes and 15 seconds for anybody to score in this quarter, as Coach Menard going to call a timeout for BFA, trailing 8-6.
Yeah, I think Yates the ball was the guy went for the jump shot, pump fake. Yates bit, was able to get right by and somehow finessed it over Richards for 2. It was a good take. And you know, the players that I had to watch today were DeMar and Richards. Unfortunately, DeMar came out early with 2 fouls, but Richards had a big impact on, you know, drawing the double teams, the fouls, and, you know, very close to a block right there.
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting game so far, sort of uncharacteristic game for these two teams. I will say that BFA has been making the right cuts. It's just St. Joe has been doing a very good job of anticipating when those cuts are going to come, and the help side defense getting their hands in to knock the passes away. Noah Earl going to go to his left, kicks it out to DeMar. DeMar now going to drive into the right as Hauser got his hand to knock the ball off of DeMar's leg, and it'll be St. Joe possession.
So I don't know if the camera was on it, but right before the start of play after the timeout, the referee had to tell the coach, you know, you have to stay between the yellow line and yellow line. He was coming over, and that's where we saw Coach Menard come over screaming before the timeout.
Trombley with the ball now for the Hilltoppers. Over to Banks. Begin. Stops at the free throw line by Charlie Yates. Clay going to go to his right. Kicks it out. Banks thought about the 3. Tries to drive and then stop. Tried to find a cutting Begin. Just a little bit behind him. And BFA forces St. J into a travel.
I'm listening to the St. J coach. I can hear him saying dribble at. Basic concept, right? You dribble at somebody, you cut back door. We'll see if the players can adjust when they hear that.
And we got a reach-in called on Sam Begin as Justin Brown was trying to post up on the lower block. And that is number 2 on Sam Begin, and the team's 5th.
And what did you know, right when Fritz checks in, so does Seth.
I think they're chuckling about it. Between Hauser and Richards. Hauser with a smile on his face when he saw Richards come back in. Gets the ball into Yates. Yates trying to create some space. Will get fouled. Doesn't make the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I'll say it again. I've been saying it in every broadcast. Yates very able of contorting his body when he gets underneath.
He sure is. And as Yates misses the first, a lot of plays he has down there, especially when he's surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders, the way he's able to move and pivot, to the naked eye, looks like a travel, but then when you go back and watch it, he never leaves, his pivot foot never leaves the ground. It just kind of shows how crafty he is down low. Charlie Yates goes 1 for 2. Bobwhites now trail 7-8 with 4.5 left in the first half.
See some pretty impressive costumes over there in the student section.
Well, certainly a lot of costumes in the student section. A little tough to take the ball out on that sideline with a giant hot dog next to you. BFA student section yelling for defense. They're going to call that off of a BFA defender.
I personally know the guy that presses the button for the sub, and there was a coach one time that was yelling at him for a sub, and you know, after that, you don't want to be on his bad side.
Murphy Young is the one who checked in for the Hilltoppers. And that BFA foul called on number 10, Noah Earl. That's his 2nd personal. That is the team's 6th. So next foul, both teams. Either team will be in the bonus on the next foul. Oh boy, defensive lapse. That time for BFA. as Murphy Young goes in for an uncontested layup, and he now has 4 points and puts the Hilltoppers up 10-7 halfway through the second quarter. Hughes in the corner. Up to DeMar. DeMar going to drive into his left. Somehow gets that layup up and over 2 Hilltoppers defenders and cuts into the deficit, now trailing by 1 by a score of 9-10 with 3:35 left in the second quarter.
Well, like you mentioned, next foul is double bonus. So right, be aggressive, attack, like right there, and luckily DeMar was able to get it over Fritz.
Hughes with the ball up top. We'll find Leach on the other side of the floor. DeMar looking around. Seth Richards going to come up and set a screen, trying to get a little pick and roll going, but no clear opening on Richards for Richards on the roll. Instead another screen. Leach going to go to his right. He'll pull up from the elbow off the backboard, a little too strong. Clay gets the rebound for St. J. Clay going to go to his left, a little Euro step, hop and a skip. It'll be Bobwhite basketball, 2:44 left in the second quarter.
Hopefully they can capitalize off that energy, the big momentum block, right? And on that last offensive possession by the Bobwhites, screened by Richards, Leach went over and didn't see Richards rolling.
So now no Hauser, no Richards on the floor. Going to be a small lineup for both teams. Oh, good idea, not able to get it to drop. St. J coming the other way. Brody with the ball. Little handoff to Banks.
In a game this tight, you definitely need those bunnies.
Absolutely. Banks stop at the elbow. Gets it over to Young. And we've got a timeout call by coach Ben Davis. With 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first half. St. J up on BFA in a tight one, 10-9.
So the Bobwhite offense has been just, a bunch of screens, but the screens haven't been, 100% good screens, right? Finding the body. So far, it's been a lot of screening the air and hoping the offensive player would run the defender in. The Bobwhites need to set some good screens to get people open.
Yep, and then in addition to that, St. J has been switching a lot of those screens, and I haven't really seen the Bobwhites try to take advantage of any mismatches as a result, and maybe that's something they ought to start trying to do to get a few more, I don't want to say easy baskets, because both teams have been defensively fantastic tonight, and no baskets have come easy. But especially Richards or Brown or Yates down low, if you can get them in, if you can manufacture a mismatch for them, then I have a little bit of an easier time scoring on the low block. Which is very much the style that the NBA plays in terms of their defenses, hunting those mismatches.
I just want to give my guys a shout out. Make sure you stay for halftime, folks. We got a good 5th and 6th grade mini Metro game.
The future of the Bobwhite program. Coming out of the timeout, St. J with possession. Young over to Brody. Brody going to try to drive. Stopped and kicks it out to Cayman. And Cayman Bobwhite ball, 1:47 left in the second quarter as Hauser checks back in. And right on cue, Seth Richards checks back in. And Hauser holding his palms up, sort of like a, what the heck? They're not going to get any rest here from Richards. Not going to get any break.
The best part is Richards is only a junior. Hauser's a senior, so
Richards just got to wait a year, and then he won't have to deal with Hauser anymore. Got a foul called, I believe, on number 23, Cole Banks. That will be his second personal, team 7. So BFA now in the bonus.
And Horgan's one of the better free throw shooters on the team, top 5. He's shooting 50%, so if he can hit 1 of 2 here, at least tie the game.
He's just got to be sure to make that first one.
Embarrassing me.
Sometimes announcers are prophetic in that way. St. J with possession, minute, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Playing a 3-man weave up top as Hauser win a play pick, and he takes it all the way. Basket counts, and he'll be fouled. Good line to try to complete a 3-point play. Believe it or not, those are Fritz Hauser's first points of the game.
Initially went over to the scorer's table and said 2 shots, but then was corrected by the other ref.
And I believe they called that on Connor Leach, be his first personal. Hauser completes the 3-point play. He has 3 points on the evening. Hilltoppers now their largest lead, up 13-9. Minute left in the opening half. DeMar going to his left. Pulls up from the free throw line. Actually, that may have been the cleanest look Richards might have had on the screen and roll all night. But DeMar also a decent shooter from the free throw line, so you don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah, definitely from my angle, look clean.
.45 seconds to go. Hauser up to Clay. St. J coach yelling, floating him that time. It worked out as Clay finds Rex Hauser, who is a freshman compared to Fritz Hauser as a senior. That puts Hilltoppers up by 6, 15-9, 20 seconds to go. And possession will go back to St. J. 16.7 seconds remaining in the first half.
Bringing in 23. He's definitely a defensive player first. So bringing it in.
Seconds now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Long 3 is good for Hauser. And that's going to do it for the first half. Fritz Hauser scoring the last 6 points for St. J. We're going to halftime. St. J now leading 18-9, which was just a 1-point game about a minute ago.
Yeah, the thing with Richards is, right, phenomenal height, but he definitely has trouble guarding players that are tall and can shoot, right? Because if he goes out too far, he's going to take him off the dribble, and you stay too far off, Hauser hits a 3, right?
Before we throw it to halftime, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors: Northwestern Orthopedics, Collins Crowley Sports and Fitness Center, Barrett Ford, JC Image, Corporate Outfitters, and Handy Toyota. If your business would like to be a sponsor for Northwest Access TV's sports coverage this winter, please contact us at 802-782-8676. I'm Bryce Batchelder, and with Landon Potvin, we will be back here at BFA for the second half between the Bobwhites and the St. J Hilltoppers.
And then we could also poll it on Facebook.
I think we're just on YouTube tonight.
Shoot.
Oh. Welcome back to BFA St. Albans. For varsity boys basketball, the Bobwhites are hosting the St. J Hilltoppers. Bobwhites trailing 18-9. It is costume night this evening in the student section. We've got some good ones. My personal favorite, the hot dog.
It's a good one for sure.
I confess I did not have dinner before coming to the game, and so the hot dog is...
I'm dressed up as a broadcaster tonight.
And I'm dressed up like a schlep.
I see a gorilla out there. I see a moose. Actually, the gorilla guy took his costume off. It's definitely hot. In a suit in a gym.
Lots of cowboys just kind of throwing that flannel on.
Classic Franklin County.
Everyone owns a flannel, myself included. I own multiple. It's a survival mechanism up here.
Hulk out there, though.
Well, Bobwhites might need a Hulk smash here if they're going to catch up. See that segue back to the game that I just did? Before we get into the game, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Northwestern Orthopedics, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Barrett Ford, JC Image, Corporate Outfitters, and Handy Toyota. If your business would like to be a sponsor for Northwest Access TV sports coverage this winter, please contact us at 802-782-8676. Like I mentioned, Bobwhites trailing 18-9. They were down 10-9 with about 2 minutes to go in that second quarter, and then a 9-0 run by the Hilltoppers, 6 of them coming from Fritz Hauser, just changed this game dramatically in the last couple minutes. So what were some things you saw, Landon?
Yeah, a lot of it was the lack of help side as Earl misses a 3. Right, Fritz was able to get right by Seth, go up for a layup, and get fouled. And who knows, maybe if DeMar gets up sooner, takes a charge, it's a different game. And for St. J, they just need to keep up the defense, right?
This has been a defensive matchup, that is for sure. And if not for those 2 minutes of lackluster defense from BFA, this, like we said, this would be a very different game as that shot is missed by Sam Begin. But that's the question here, that BFA needs St. J to have a couple minute lapse, and then the question is, does BFA have the firepower to take advantage of that lapse and kind of get back into this game to make it a 1 or 2 point game or tie it up? Or
the best thing about Division I this year is it's all about matchups. Like St. J is the #1 seed at 12-1, and BFA is 8-6. But because of the matchups, like the only big difference is, I mean, there really isn't one, but the only sizable one is Richards and Hauser.
Yep.
And they just match up so well. It's just what can the other guys do?
Right. And they have been playing that Richards-Hauser matchup this entire game as Hauser takes a seat. Coach Menard gives Richards a break. And as soon as Hauser goes back into the game, Seth Richards checks back into the game. So they want that matchup the whole time. Some scoring leaders from the first half. Fritz Hauser leading all players in the game with 6 points. Murphy Young with 4. And for the Bobwhites, nobody with more than 2 points, which is surprising. But they've had 5 different players score their 9 points. BFA trying to find their first shot opportunity here of the second half. DeMar stopped at the elbow, finds Earl. Earl with a little step back. Too strong from the baseline. As Begin got that rebound for St. J. Young was to lead up over to Hauser. Back to Young. Back to Hauser. Hauser just beats Seth Richards off the dribble. BFA got lucky that Hauser missed the dunk. DeMar with a pull-up. That one rattles just out, and Clay.
And the Bobwhites, they're just getting very unlucky. Missed bunny there. Corrigan, second quarter, missed layup, and the free throws. So it's just, so far, not their night.
And when you're playing a team like St. J, you can't afford those misses. You got to take advantage of every opportunity St. J is going to give you, because they're not going to give you many. As that time, Yates gets the ball for the Comets. And we'll have a St. J foul called on number 23, Cole Banks. That is his 3rd personal foul, team's 2nd of the second half. And so Banks will take a seat. And in comes Aiden Brody. Still scoreless in this second half. We are 2.5 minutes in.
And the Hilltoppers are switching to a zone here. It looks like a high 3-2 zone.
We'll see what the Bobwhites can do here. The first time they've seen a zone all night. Certainly a zone that is extending out, trying to get those traps. DeMar down low with the zone collapsing on him. The ball is tipped, so Yates is allowed to go into the backcourt and get it. BFA seems like they're having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how to penetrate the zone. Their movement is noticeably less than when St. J was in a man-to-man defense.
Well, in a zone, you're trying to hunt the blind spots, right? You're hunting the middle, and you're hunting the nail. You got to wait patiently for them to get to their spots.
Didn't pay off that time as Yates throws the pass that's picked off by Begin. Clay drives it in, kicks it out to Hauser for a baseline jumper off the back iron. And that'll be out of bounds, still waiting to see. It is off St. J. So it'll be BFA ball. 4:20 left in the third quarter, still scoreless here.
Wow, they're even putting on a press here.
Zone press. It's definitely trying to throw BFA out of rhythm. DeMar, though, going to pull it from three, and that is a big three for the Bobwhites. Thomas DeMar with 5 points now. Cuts into that lead, now trailing 12-18. About halfway through this third quarter.
Timely three. I see watching Coach Bushway right now, trying to hype up the crowd.
It's St. J right back as Murphy Young puts in 2, and now he has 6 points on the evening.
Can definitely see this game break open with scoring. I mean, it's been very noticeable, low scoring first half. Usually it opens up late.
Leach gonna pull up from 3. That one is off. We will have a loose ball foul on the rebound. And that is on number 15, Sam Begin. That's his third personal, team's third of the second half. Have a couple of substitutions in. Came in and Rex Hauser in for St. J.
Definitely need to take advantage of these foul opportunities.
Into Richards, but rejected by Fritz Hauser. BFA keeps possession though. Like we said, that's the matchup we've been watching all night. Neither of them are going to have an easy time down low, but Hauser has actually had an easier time scoring on Richards when he gets the ball up around the elbow and is able to beat Richards off the dribble. Hauser going to pull it from 3. No, Earl gets the rebound for the Bobwhites. And we'll get away from the ball. Offensive foul called on Charlie Yates. That is Charlie Yates' second personal.
Yeah, those are the costly turnovers you don't need at this current moment, right? You need to lessen the turnovers. Any change of possession that's not for you. You need the ball in your hands as much as possible here.
Well, we can sort of see the strategy that St. J is employing here on defense, that they don't think that BFA has the firepower to cut into this 8-point deficit enough. And so it's simply, let's slow down BFA and just throw defensive looks at them that are going to have to make them pause and think about how they're going to run their offense, how they can attack a zone, but not letting them move fast enough to really be able to cut into this lead. And so the slower the game at this point, the happier St. J is going to be.
And what was a little bit of a problem at the beginning of the year was the trust and the team chemistry of the team. And they've grown so much as a group. It's been pretty great to see, and let's see if they can figure this out. Still plenty of game left.
Noah Earl, that's going to help, but loses it to Hauser, and he will be called for backcourt. Hauser, after he got the steal, dribbled it into the front court and then took a step back. And Nathan Clay going to check back in for the Hilltoppers. 2:24 left in the third quarter. St. J leads 20-12. Leach handling the ball on this possession. Guarded by Rex Hauser. Over to Earl. Up to DeMar. Richards cuts across the key. Richards sets a pick for Leach. Richards gets it at the top of the free throw line, finds a cutting DeMar, or excuse me, Liam Howergan. An excellent read by Howergan to take that cut and for Richards to find him.
That's his second basket off the backdoor cut.
Yep.
Should have 3, but 2's just as good.
Absolutely. So Howergan now with 4 points and BFA trailing 14-20. Noah Earl slaps the ball out of Hauser's hands. And they call a double dribble, which is an intriguing call.
Very questionable.
Nevertheless, St. J ball. And I'll say, for any sort of questioning or criticism the referees get, it is very hard to referee a D1 game with only a 2-man crew. Incredibly difficult.
And you know, everybody's here for this matchup. Coaches are intense. And the last time these two played, it was a 4-point game, final. And what the difference was the backcourt violation. It was a 9-0 run to start the game for the St. J Hilltoppers, what changed the game at St. J. And now it's that 9-0 run again at the end of the second half.
It's very even so far in this third quarter. BFA trailing by 6, down 14-20. Just over a minute left in the third quarter. Brown with the ball. He's going to try to get in the paint. Kicks out to DeMar. DeMar hits a 3! And this is the run that BFA needs, now only down by 3, trailing 17-20. Thomas DeMar with 8 points on the night.
8-2 run this quarter, Bryce.
That is huge.
That's what they needed. Close game on Friday, you get another one.
Oh, I love it. I've had a season full of blowouts that I've had to cover, often on my own. Tough to find things to talk about when it's a 20-point game.
An erratic coach.
That BFA foul on 34, Thomas DeMar. That's his third personal. 3 ball is good. Exactly what BFA did not want to see. That was Murphy Young who made it. He has 9 points. Puts Hilltoppers back up by 6. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Brown trying to work down low, gets a little left-hand hook shot, which is good for his first points of the night. 5 seconds. Clay gonna take it all the way. Look at that offensive foul on Nathan Clay, his second personal of the night. With 1.8 seconds to go. Excuse me, that is his third personal. The official on that one soaking up the dramatic pause before he gave that offensive call to the crowd's delight. 1 second, Yates gonna throw it up. Oh, just off the backboard, and after 3, St. J is still leading the Bobwhites, but not by quite as much, of 23-19.
So the difference so far is BFA's finally been able to hit their shots.
Absolutely.
The Bunnies, DeMar hitting his second 3 of the contest, and forcing St. J to not get in their rhythm.
Right.
They've only had 5 points here with a 3 and the post look. Very impressed with Brown, right? That post mechanic look.
Little left hand, little baby hook.
That's his bread and butter.
Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Northwestern Orthopedics, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Barrett Ford, JC Image, Corporate Outfitters, and Handy Toyota. If your business would like to be a sponsor for Northwest Access TV sports coverage this winter, please contact us at 802-782-8676. And just a reminder that Northwest Access TV is a nonprofit organization. If you're enjoying the sports coverage throughout the year, please consider making a donation just visit northwestaccess.tv/donations. Some scoring leaders for you this evening. Murphy Young for St. J leading all players with 9 points. Fritz Hauser with 6. And for the Bobwhites, Thomas DeMar with 8 and Liam Horrigan with 4. St. J with the first possession.
Question for you, Bryce.
Yes.
Who's player of the game so far? I mean, it's tough.
Yep.
Scoring has been DeMar.
DeMar with a timely 3, for sure.
You probably have to say Fritz if St. J wins.
Speaking of, Fritz Hauser kicks it out to begin. Gonna swing the ball around to the opposite side. BFA ready. Gets the help defense, but Seth Richards reached his hand down. He had perfect position, but didn't hold his hand straight up. He'll be called for the foul. That is his second personal foul, team's third of the second half. And Fritz Hauser will go to the line to shoot 2. But the help defense by Liam Horrigan was perfect on that possession. And Hauser hits the first. Hauser 2 for 2 from the line. He now has 8 points on the night. Puts St. J back up by 6, 25-19. 34 seconds gone by in the final quarter of this game. Notice St. J has switched out of their zone, back into a man-to-man. DeMar with an open look for a 3 coming around the screen. That's off the front of the rim. But they got exactly the look that they were trying to get thanks to a Charlie Yates screen. Down low to Begin. Begin clears some space. Finds Young wide open on the opposite block as Noah Earl tried to come over for the help defense. St. J back up by 8, 27-19.
Yeah, definitely a good find there by St. J.
Earl with a smart play on the dead ball, just hits it off of Brody's foot and out of bounds. Finds Leach up top, closely guarded by Banks. DeMar wide open, decides not to shoot it that time. Down low to Earl. Earl trying to get a little bit of space, a little floater just off, unlucky. It was a decent look. Brody was calling for his team to clear out to Begin with the ball. Into the corner to Banks. Banks gonna drive, kicks it opposite corner. 3 is off from Brody. But Hauser gets the offensive rebound and the putback. We got a timeout called by BFA. Coach Menard not appreciating that the referees did not step in. But regardless, it's St. J's first double-digit lead of the night, now up 29-19. Again, if thanks to St. J's 9-0 run at the end of the first half, that put BFA into this hole. They had a little run to get within 4 points, but St. J right back.
It's been the lack of helping the helper in their past 2 buckets have been just that. Earl had to come up, bounce down low for an easy 2. And then the same thing again. Fritz Hauser Richards had to come out. Fritz was able to grab an offensive rebound, and with a smaller guy on him, was able to put it back and up and in.
So the Bobwhites certainly with an uphill battle. Trailing by 10 with 5:50 left in this game. They're up to DeMar. Down to Richards, closely guarded by Hauser. Richards gonna turn, and he'll be called for the foul.
It's gonna be Fritz's 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 2nd or 3rd. I think it's 3rd.
That is only his first. Begin and Banks and Clay are the ones in foul trouble with 3 personal fouls. Hauser has had a clean game so far, but that is St. J's 5th team foul, excuse me. I think they're trying to clean up a wet spot down low in the key.
Trying to get this wet spot. Well, Coach Sweeney over.
While we're waiting for the broom, let me tell you about our other live games coming up this week. Tomorrow night at 7:30, we'll have girls basketball as St. J comes to BFA. Also tomorrow night at 7:30, we'll have girls hockey as Burton faces off against MVU. And Saturday at 5:30, boys hockey, Rutland at BFA. And also Saturday at 7:30, girls hockey, CVU at BFA. Hope you will tune in through Northwest Access TV. 5.5 left in this one. BFA trailing by 10. Noah Earl going with his left. Cuts through the key, pulls the ball back out.
Let's start looking to score.
Down to Brown. Brown will be called for a travel. Young bringing the ball up the court for St. J. They're going to pass it around. They had a nice baseline cut from Cole Banks down to a cutting Young on the opposite side. Young now has 13 points on the night. Hilltoppers now up 31-19. Ball out of bounds.
Discipline right now for the Bobwhites. Lacking. A lot of easy buckets underneath.
St. J's defense certainly wearing on them as well. Have not been giving them many easy opportunities. Earl gonna pull it from 3. Now an off right. And then does not get back in transition, but luckily Thomas DeMar covers it up. And Richards on the elbow. He'll pull up. I think Hauser might have gotten a piece of that ball. BFA a little slow in their transition defense here. They're not hustling back.
Rotations are a little bit slow, really sluggish right now.
Yep, absolutely. Well, the way St. J has been playing this game, it's definitely been designed to just kind of wear BFA down over time.
And we figured it had been the opposite with that 3-minute possession early.
Banks with the ball for St. J. Halfway through the final quarter of this one. Young looking around. Back up to Banks. Banks gonna take a 3. Now bounces off. Hauser with the rebound. They'll be called for an offensive foul. Credit Charlie Yates for the defense. That is number 2 on Fritz Hauser, team 6th.
Love listening to opposing teams' fans.
Let's say nobody in the crowd is truly objective.
I know.
I'm including every fan who is in the gym. Halligan with the ball.
St. J is really only giving a sliver of a second for an open look.
DeMar will be called for the travel. Drove in and planted his feet.
St. J plays really good team defense.
Yep. Halligan picking up Young right at midcourt. Brody in trouble here. And Coach Ben Davis will call a timeout. So with 2:59 to go, St. J is leading the Bobwhites 31-19.
I think we're gonna see Zach Reese check in here. Taking out DeMar, give him a quick breather. But this deficit's definitely opening up here for the Bobwhites.
Yep, absolutely. They had a little run in the third quarter where they got it within 4 points. And then St. J came right back, and it doesn't seem like BFA quite has the legs to try to erase this deficit here in the final 3 minutes. Scoring leaders for the evening, Murphy Young leading all players in the game with 13. Fritz Hauser also with 10. For BFA, Thomas DeMar leading his team with 8. And the next highest scorer is Liam Horrigan with 4. And as you mentioned, Landon, Zach Reese now in the game for BFA. Going with a smaller lineup. Justin Brown is their big on the court. It's going to be a tough matchup for Charlie Yates against Fritz Hauser in terms of height. But Yates is certainly scrappy.
And with his strength, he does like to try and take the charges as well, so expect a flop or two.
Already took one charge a couple possessions ago. And that's sort of the trick. Yates held his hand straight up but leaned into Hauser. As Began drives it over to the left, somehow gets that to fall.
Not much you can do there.
Nope.
Brown played excellent defense.
So Begin now with 5 points. Put St. J up 33-19 with 2 minutes left in the game. Down to Justin Brown. And Reese gonna let it fly from 3, just rims out. Charlie Yates will knock that ball out of bounds. The Hausers certainly with plenty of height. Rex Hauser, number 13, is only a freshman. So I imagine next year the defensive matchup will be Rex Hauser and Seth Richards. Rex Hauser with the ball, he'll drive in, but it was knocked away by Reese. Yates gonna take it all the way himself. Misses the layup, but he'll be fouled. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. In terms of fouling, it seems like an interesting game that not a ton of the fouls have been shooting fouls. A lot of them have been sort of away from the ball and
that just goes with the game, right? St. Johnsbury's not allowing you to get the ball inside.
Nope.
Right? Most of the time it's been on fast breaks or slipping the pass in on a backdoor cut. And it's been physical up top where the reach-in fouls are, so.
we'll get wholesale substitutions here for St. J. And also getting some for BFA. Charlie Yates with one more free throw. That St. J foul was on number 15, Sam Began. That's number 4 on him. But he'll be taking a seat for the remainder of the game anyway.
So if you know you're getting subbed out on a free throw, are you intentionally missing?
Depends. How much playing time do I get normally? If I don't get a lot, you bet I'm missing, so I can stay on the floor a little bit. Reese, short on the 3. Offensive rebound from Smith.
Strong finish by Tanner.
His first points of the night with 2 points, so now BFA down 33-21. Good hustle from Tipton. As William Hughes throws up the layup, he'll be fouled and will shoot 2.
Reserves here playing super hard. Will Hughes has always been a very strong attacker, and more times than not, he's going to finish his leg.
But Damon Tipton with the heck of a hustle play to keep that ball alive.
Yeah, the Louisiana transfer.
And Hughes hits both of them. So he has 2 points. 1:10 remaining. BFA trailing 23-33. Coming out with a full court press. You can practice presses all you want, but there's nothing like actual in-game experience of putting it on. And so Coach Menard getting some of his guys who don't see a ton of action, getting them some game time experience putting on the press and helping them learn and get better that way.
You know, it sucks coming in at the end, but like you said, the minutes are great, and at this point you're building your confidence. Most of these guys are a little bit younger,
Yep.
so getting the experience definitely helps for the
Building the program, that's for sure. 47.6 seconds left. Tipton guarding Rex Hauser. Rex Hauser loses the ball. Wild dash on the floor. We'll get a jump ball.
Tipton in there again, getting his hands.
He's hustling. Playing some solid defense so far. 37.5 seconds. Reese with the ball. Oh, the three-point is up, and that is short from Isaac Broughton. 20 seconds left. St. J happy just to pass and dribble it out. And 10 seconds left. The St. J crowd giving their team a standing ovation. And that is pretty much going to do it. So St. J comes into BFA and wins one on the road by a score of 33-23. Before we leave, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Northwestern Orthopedics, Collins Crowley Sports and Fitness Center, Barrett Ford, JC Image, Corporate Outfitters, and Handy Toyota. If your business would like to be a sponsor for Northwest Access TV sports coverage this winter, please contact us at 802-782-8676. Just a reminder, Northwest Access TV is a nonprofit organization. If you're enjoying the sports coverage throughout the year, please consider making a donation. Just visit northwestaccess.tv/donation. Landon, let me send it over to you for some final thoughts on tonight's game.
The Bobwhites, they still have 4 games left, plenty of time to figure out the kinks, right? Offensively, the execution, not there, not where they want it to be, but 4 games left. MMU, tough one with Rice. We'll see how they fare there. SB, and then they also got Colchester one more time. Player of the game wise, definitely probably DeMar if the Bobwhites were to come out on top. But I think we have to give it to a St. J player. I mean, these guys fought hard, all of them. Just the scoring alone, we'd probably give it to Young. But
Yeah.
Hauser's impact everywhere on the
Sure, had a
defensive
big
end. You
impact.
see him reject a couple shots, and he's just owning the middle of the paint.
Absolutely.
Right? Not allowing everybody to drive, communicating everything. So we'll have to catch Fritz Hauser before he heads out.
So scoring leaders before we send it off tonight, Murphy Young leading all players with 13, Fritz Hauser with 10, and then for the Bobwhites, Thomas DeMar with 8 points, Liam Hourigan with 4. So we'll end tonight, St. J with the win over the Bobwhites by a final score of 33-23. I'm Bryce Batchelder with Landon Potvin. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time.